If you were on the fence about watching this movie because you saw the trailer and you saw that there was a dude named Polka Dot Man, then guess what? Polka Dot Man steals the show. He not only is pretty funny, but when someone's shooting polka dots at you, you better get out of the way. And when you see the movie, you're going to understand what I mean. Everyone, welcome to another thrilling edition of Reviews Lost in the Haystack. I'm your host, Ronster the Monster. And before I begin, if you could do me a favor and slide down, hit that subscribe button, then go right on over and click that notifications button. That would be awesome. So today we're going to review The Suicide Squad, not to be confused with Suicide Squad. The is a different movie. This is by James Gunn. And if you were expecting a DC version of Guardians of the Galaxy, a wild ride with fun music, that's not what we got here, and that's not a bad thing. I think what we got here is a fun 2 hour and 20-minute movie. It's a much slower pace than I anticipated. They do a great job of building up certain characters. There's a lot of twists and turns, and for the most part, this is a self-contained movie, not really connected to the greater DC universe. So I think that's where they got this right off the bat. I read recently that James Gunn said the superhero genre was getting a little stale, and I could see in this movie he did his best to really shake things up. This doesn't follow the typical format. The villains are really just a side part of the show. It's the Suicide Squad coming together, and you know the Suicide Squad, they're the bad guys who's got to do a mission for I wouldn't call them good guys. And if they don't, their heads blow up. I mean, that's pretty simple, right? There's a couple of returning characters from the original Suicide Squad, not to be confused with The Suicide Squad. But what I really loved was how these new characters really excelled. My favorite was Peacemaker from John Cena. I have not been a John Cena fan in any of his acting movies. I just haven't been able to take him seriously. And this is actually the first movie where he really shined. And I said, wow, he's pretty good. And he is going to be in an HBO Max series featuring this character. So if you love this character when you watch the movie, get excited. I really liked Idris Elba's character, Bloodsport. Very similar to Deadshot, played by Will Smith in the last movie. And King Shark was surprisingly funny. And it really added a lot to the cast. When I saw the big CGI shark, I was like, I don't know. He kind of replaced the big crocodile from the first one. Harley Quinn is in the movie, and if that's the sole reason you're watching it, I think you're going to be presently excited. She does her good job as usual. Hands down, the best returning character for me, and we've already seen Harley Quinn in her own movie, was Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. By the end of the movie, you're going to look at her as the villain, and which, if you watch the last one, you kind of know she's not the most honest person in the world. So that's not a spoiler. But I think at the end of this one, you're going to downright loathe her. I really hope they make another one just so I can see her character again. A couple of things I didn't like. I wouldn't say this is a perfect movie. Of course, you just can't get away from those Rotten Tomato scores. And I see this one scored through the roof. A couple of things. I thought the pace was rather slow. So if you're going into this looking for a rock'em sock'em robot action adventure, this actually might not be the movie for you. Guardians of the Galaxy had a great upbeat soundtrack that I thought was pretty fun. A lot of the songs in this one, and it still has James Gunn's, a lot of songs, sort of the theme of a lot of movies nowadays where it's almost like a continuous music video. A lot of the songs are really downbeat and kind of quiet, but I thought that set the tone at the end because you really do end up caring about these characters who you only get to spend a couple hours with. I would have loved to have seen more connection to the larger universe or some kind of hint at things to come, but I know it's probably better that they did a standalone film. I just like the large stories, kind of combining, but not everybody can be Marvel, and sometimes Marvel shoehorns too much in their movies. So this is a pretty good self-contained story. I'm going to go ahead and rate this a B+. I thought it was a really solid unexpected movie. This gets the Gambit paw of approval. If that's the only reason why you're watching the videos, there goes the puppy paw. Hey, thanks again for watching my video. I've already seen reviews fly out of everywhere, and I am truly lost in the YouTube haystack. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, when you watch my videos, you're going to find something entertaining.